Hello, my name's Jo and I'm a teacher at Twinkl. Thanks for joining me for daily reading. In these series of 5 videos, we'll be reading a story called How to Skin a Bear. Each day we'll read a section of the text and we'll focus on a specific reading skill. Today we'll look at chapter 1 and also retrieving information from the text. Let's have a look at the cover first. What sort of book do you think this might be? Pause the video and just have a think or discuss your ideas about this. Well, when I look at this front cover, I think it's probably a fiction book because non-fiction fact books tend to have photographs on the front or are more realistic, and that bear doesn't look like a real bear. The title, How to Skin a Bear, is really interesting because it makes it sound like it's an instruction book. But the illustration doesn't bear this out because there's saliva dripping from the jaws of a bear approaching a young girl, I think. It looks like it might be a story full of danger. Let's have a look at chapter 1. Chapter 1 is called The Dance of the Drippity Drops. I hate feathers, I say, as Dad throws a limp, dead duck at me. It flip-flops through the air until, snap, my dog, leaps up and snatches it in his pointy teeth. I grab the duck's scaly feet and yank firmly, but Dog won't let go. I especially hate feathers covered in dog slime, I snarl through gritted teeth. Well, plucking feathers is your job, Bee, says Dad, chuckling. As you get older, you will learn new skills, but for now, get plucking. My dad is the sort of dad whose goatskin tunic doesn't go all the way round his belly. He's also one of the tribe elders. That means that he gets to do fun jobs like hunting. It's so unfair. I could be a mighty hunter too, if only I had the chance. After the elders come back from their hunt, Dad makes new bows from the animal guts and furry clothes from their skins. Ah, I say, finally jerking the duck from Dog's slavering jaws. Dog huffs and shakes his tufty head, trying to spit the feathers from his teeth. I got a feather stuck in my teeth once. It was fluffy and sharp at the same time. Ignoring my groaning, Dad sings as he mixes up the deer brains. He massages the brain goo into the deer skin that he's tanning. Rubbing in the gloopy brain, gloopy brain, rub the leather soft again, rubbing in the brain. Glumly, I pull out hunk after hunk of feathers and throw them onto the ground. I'm tired and I'm grumpy. The tribe has been on the move for at least 5 suns now, trekking and tramping to our summer hunting ground at the Rock of the Long Sun. Travelling is boring. We walk all day, carrying everything we own on our backs. Then we set up camp, and soon enough we pack everything up and set off again. My feet are sore and my back is full of aches. Travelling is especially boring when you're the youngest in the tribe and your job is plucking duck feathers. I hate feathers, I growl for probably the 5th time. I hate ducks too. Dog jumps up and down. Dog is my dog. I trained him from a puppy. He gets excited whenever I shout. He's still got feathers wedged between his teeth. Well, I don't hate ducks, Bee, says Dad, glancing towards me. Duck skin makes lovely soft leather. Your underpants are made of duck skin. Rubbing in the brae, he continues to sing happily. Fuming, I glare around at the tribe as they go about their fun, featherless tasks. Knotted Mane is my dad's sister. Her job is to gather berries. She sneakily eats them as she's going along, so her lips are always juice purple. I could learn to gather berries. Breath of the Vulture is my dad's sister's man. He gets to make the drums and flutes for the ceremonies. I could learn to make an instrument. Tumbling Pebble is Vulture's brother. He weaves the sticks and furs to make our shelter. I could learn to construct a shelter. Bentrey is the tribe's chief. She starts the fire with a stick and a clump of moss. Then she sits by it all day long with her eyes closed. I could learn to build the fire. Even Snore of the rat is learning how to navigate, and he's only 2 summers older than me. I could learn to navigate, and I could do it a lot better than Rat. I'm going to stop reading there and see if we can use the skill of retrieving information from the text on page 4. First of all, who is in charge of the tribe? Pause the video and write your answer down. Well, the answer is Bentrey, because it says here Bentrey is the tribe's chief. To get that answer, you'd need to know that a chief was the person in charge. Here's another question. What is the name of Bee's dad's sister's man? Pause the video and write the answer down. So I'd be scanning through the page, looking for some of the words from the question, like dad's sister's man, and I can see it's here. And then I look back a little bit and I can see the answer is Breath of the Vulture. Can you now tell me 2 facts about Tumbling Pebble? Pause the video and write the answer. Well, I look through the page and I find Tumbling Pebble, and I need to find 2 facts. Well, you could have said he's Vulture's brother, that would be 1 fact. He makes shelters by weaving sticks and fur would be another fact. Let's read on from the bottom of the page. Rat is pacing nearby. He's yammering to Bentrey in that voice of his that sounds like a strangled goose. I believe that it is a trek 3 suns long from the Wolf-Claw Mountain until we reach Moaning Woman Tree, he says. Then the lands will lead us to the Pig Lick River. He nearly steps on me, so I whack him with the plucked duck. Oh, sorry, Bee, I didn't see you there. Still plucking feathers, Rat smirks. What a useless thing to do. Bentrey ought to hit him with her walking staff, but instead she just lets him get away with it. I hate being the youngest in the tribe. Moments later, Breath of the Vulture runs over. Vulture is a big man. Not big like my dad, but bulging with muscles. He's got a bent nose and bristling eyebrows and chest hair as thick as fur. His weathered face is stretched wide and panicky. He looks scared. I've never seen him scared before. Achoo, have you seen the sun? He pants. Achoo is my dad. His real name is Sneeze of the Oryx, but no one calls him that. He's nearly as big as an oryx, but he's not as fierce looking. He doesn't have horns either. No, I haven't, Vulture, says Dad. You shouldn't look at the sun, you know. It'll make your eyes hurt. But this is different. Come quickly, says Vulture, running back towards a thick cluster of trees. I drop the lifeless duck and run after him. Dog pants at my heels. Dad lopes behind, making the muddy ground thud with every heavy step. We run through the thick trees and ferns to a sloping clearing. Nearly the whole tribe has gathered. Some point and stare, some cover their eyes, some wail and moan. Bentrey sits with her eyes closed, bathed in fiery light. The sun is glowing red, really red like a big pimple, or those winter berries that gave Knotted Mane a stomachache, red like fresh blood. It's an omen, cries Tumbling Pebble. The sun is sick, shouts Snore of the Rat. The land will turn to ice, warns Dad. The world is ending, wails Breath of the Vulture. I don't say anything. I think the sun looks as angry as a girl who has to pluck duck feathers again, but no one cares what I think. Bentry doesn't cry or shout or wail. Slowly she opens her crinkly eyes. The sky spirits are testing us, she says. Bentry is so old that her voice crackles. In the stories, ill omens warned of the long frost. Our ancestors ignored the omens and lived through a winter without end. We will not make the same mistakes that our ancestors made. She bangs her staff on the ground so hard that the tribe trembles. We must perform the ritual. Quickly, the elders put on their best furs and their deer skull masks. Dog runs around yapping excitedly. Bentry's mask is the skull of a snarling cave lion. The lion's teeth hang over her eyes and scrunch up the skin on her face. I can't help but giggle. Dad, I tug Dad's goat skin until he pays attention to me. It looks like Bentry's mask is eating her face. Dad doesn't think that it's funny. That mask has been passed down in our tribe since the long frost, he says, pulling his special deer skin over his shoulders. In those days, cave lions still roamed this land. They were bigger than bears and fiercer than wolves. Few people were brave enough to fight them, and even fewer survived. I'll stop reading again, and let's see if we can retrieve some more information from the text. How do the tribe elders prepare for the ritual? Pause the video and write the answer down. Okay. Well, I want to look for the right place in the text. So I can see here that Bentry is saying we must perform the ritual. So I think it's going to be after that. And sure enough, it says the elders here put on their best furs and their deer skull masks. So that's how they prepare. They put on their best furs and their deer skull masks. Can you find now? What does B find funny in the ritual? Pause the video and write the answer down. Well, I'm looking for the right place in the text, and I want to find out what B thinks is funny. So I'm looking for something during the ritual in the text, and I'm looking for perhaps the word funny or something to do with laughing. I can see it says giggle here. I can see just before that it's talking about the mask that Bentry is wearing, and underneath I can see it says it looks like Bentry's mask is eating her face. So the answer is she thinks Bentry looks funny wearing the mask, and I want to add as much detail as I can to my answer. So I'm going to say as well that B thinks it's funny because it looks like Bentry's mask is eating her face. Let's read on. I roll my eyes. I was only joking. That skull belonged to one of the last lions, Dad goes on, as though I'm not even there. It was killed by Glinting Fang. She was fierce. She was strong. With one swipe of her axe, she brought the beast down and saved her tribe. We still remember her in song. Glinting Fang was fierce and bold, with strength you could rely on. Her axe was sharp, and with one stroke she bravely killed the lion. Good for her, I mutter under my breath. Dog licks my hand consolingly. Bentry wears that mask to remember Glinting Fang and to honour her courage, says Dad, still lost in his story. Hey! I stumble as someone pushes me from behind. It's Snorer the rat. He's almost swamped in his best horse pelt, and his mask comes down over his eyes. I don't even have any best furs or a skull mask. I'm too young to join the ritual. Rat sneers. Maybe you should save the tribe from a fierce lion. We'll write a song about you, Bee. Oh no, wait, all the lions died in the long frost. That's too bad. He minces past me and joins the elders at the fire. Keep out of the way, Bee. This is too important to be ruined by your buzzing. All dressed up, the elders gather round the fire. Vulture plays his bird-bone flute, and Dad bangs the drums. I slink off into the shadows with Dog. The dance of the Drippity drops, cries Bentry, and all the elders raise their fingers and rain them down, their feet tap-tapping. Off in the shadows, Dog and I dance the dance of the stick-fetching dog. Dog catches it really quickly because he's an excellent hunter. The song of the swishing stream, cries Bent Tree, and all the elders stomp round in a circle, yodeling. In the shadows, Dog and I sing the song of the howling dog. Dog is better at it than I am. The procession of the shimmering sunbeams, cries Bent Tree, and all of the elders snap their fingers and leap up and down. Vulture pipes and Dad bangs. In the background, Dog and I do the procession of the dog chasing his tail. We both run round and round in circles as Dog's tail swishes back and forth. And bang, 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 and twirl, 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 says Dad, as the elders prance and swirl, and jump and spring and hurr. The elders freeze. Their mouths hang open and their arms are spread as they stare at the sky like fearsome monsters. I stare at the sky too, with my tongue hanging out. Without warning, Dog bounces up and nearly knocks me over, so I have to scratch his chin to calm him down. We wait. No one says anything. Dark clouds gather over the red sun. Then a fat drop of rain lands on my tongue. That's the end of chapter 1. There are some more questions and activities that you can do after the video. Just click the link in the description below to see what they are. I hope you'll join me next time when we'll be reading chapter 2.